Now at 11, coronavirus cases tick back upward with spring break season in full swing. An update on progress and concern in our community. It's not just the struggle with the virus either. A new sign of progress in removing doubts surrounding the COVID vaccine. And an overtime thriller in the Final Four. Gonzaga's perfect season hinges on a buzzer-beating overtime shot.
This is KGW News at 11.
We begin at 11 with two deadly shootings involving a police officer less than 24 hours apart. One in Salem, the other in Corvallis. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brittany Folkers. In Corvallis, police say the suspect threatened officers with a knife before he was shot dead. And tonight, there's new body cam video showing what happened. Art Edwards looked through that video and joins us live. Art.
Well, the video shows exactly how that incident played out in Corvallis at a Days Inn there. It began when a man with a knife tried to get in some of the guest rooms at that Days Inn hotel. Employees called police. I want to warn you that this video is graphic. The first officer to arrive found a man just outside the hotel entrance. They say he is 32-year-old Jeffrey Appelt. Police say Appelt then raised his hand and came towards the officer, threatening to kill him.
Three cover! Go!
The officer ran away from Appelt to put some distance between them.
I need a code 3 cover, he's got a knife!
Police say Appelt then went back toward the front of the hotel where another officer tried to arrest him. Appelt got away after a struggle. The third officer's video shows Appelt holding a knife and advancing toward the officer and threatening him. The officer yelled at Appelt.
Drop the knife! You will drop the knife! Drop the knife right now!
Police shot him several times. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police also recovered 2 knives. Investigators have not said why Appelt was at the Days Inn. To people staying there, it all came as a shock.
I was just stunned. I mean, I couldn't believe all this, and I still can't. It's like, my goodness, right here. I mean, there's been some, commotion going on before, but nothing real, really bad or nothing like this.
Now, the officers involved are on administrative leave. That is the protocol of the Corvallis Police Department. The Albany Police Department is doing the investigation into this incident.
All right, Art, thank you. And that was the second deadly police shooting in just a span of less than 12 hours in Oregon. The other happened yesterday evening in Salem. Police say they got a call about a man who was having a mental health crisis and had hurt himself. Firefighters showed up first and say the man threatened them with a gun. Then when officers arrived, they say the man was still armed and confronted them. That's when an officer shot and killed him. We have reached out to find out if a crisis team was part of the police response, but we haven't heard an answer yet. We'll have an update when we learn more. And for anyone who may be struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is help available. That number right there on your screen is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That's 1-800-273-8255. It's staffed 24/7. To anyone who needs help, please reach out if you do. Now to the pandemic. Today, Oregon reported 476 new cases as health officials warn over a potential new surge. They're urging people do not drop their guard. This chart tracks the daily case numbers. They have been steadily declining for months now, but recently, well, they've started to tick back up. The state also reported 6 new deaths today. In 1 week, a new mass vaccination site will be fully operational in Yamhill County. The drive-up clinic launched in Newburgh yesterday and gave shots to 500 people. The goal is to vaccinate 2,000 people a day every Saturday starting next weekend. The clinic will run from 7 to 5 on ADEX campus. That's a Newburgh-based dental equipment manufacturer. People do need an appointment, but can get invited by signing up ahead of time on getvaccinated.oregon.gov.
It's really not a lottery. We will have enough availability for everyone that signs up in Yamhill County through the Get Vaccinated Oregon tool.
The site came together as a collaboration between Providence and ADEC. For more information about the clinic and signing up, just look for this story on KGW.com. In Washington, with more people becoming eligible for the vaccine, health officials are now combating something they call vaccine hesitancy. That's people hesitant to get the COVID vaccine, either because of possible side effects or because they just don't want it. But health experts say to reach herd immunity, people need to get the vaccine or things could get worse again.
The more people that are vaccinated, the more protected we will all be as a community.
The good news is that in Washington, census data shows vaccine hesitancy is dropping. A recent survey found 66% of unvaccinated people in the state will definitely get the COVID shot. That's up from 61% when the same survey was done in January. The most recent data also shows 22% will probably get the vaccine, in addition to those who definitely will. This comes as the spring break season continues. Kids in Southwest Washington are out of school now, and the sunny weather is playing its part. The only problem with springtime fun, the coronavirus threat isn't over. And as Tim Gordon reports, cases have been rising in Clark County.
More sunshine the day before Easter out on the Columbia River and along the Vancouver waterfront. People are enjoying it. Governor Jay Inslee was just here and had this to say about where things stand with the coronavirus.
So we got tremendous progress going on here in Clark County. I do want to say we have tremendous concerns, though, as well.
On one hand, vaccinations are increasing and available to everyone age 16 and up mid-April. Schools are reopening with hybrid learning, something that's been a long time coming. But new coronavirus cases are increasing after dropping and leveling off. So there are different messages about the pandemic for us to understand. Despite dire warnings of a fourth surge in parts of the country, the Centers for Disease Control says if you are fully vaccinated, you can travel in the United States without getting tested for COVID or going into quarantine. But you should still wear a mask, socially distance, and avoid crowds. The crowd on the Salmon Creek softball diamond is 11 and 12-year-old girls, all masked up for practice.
It's absolutely amazing. The girls have responded really well to keeping their masks on.
Melanie Heaton is a coach, but also the girls' softball commissioner.
I'm just happy to get out and be able to play and swing. It's been too long. It's been too long since we have been able to do this.
Masks for players, yep, and parents are staying 6 feet apart from each other.
Just off the field, Liz Burke loves being here, seeing daughter Presley play ball.
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing just to be outside and watching them get some exercise and do some things and interact with other friends.
Outside is better, according to Clark County Public Health. The county recorded 74 new coronavirus cases Friday, double the week's daily average, and the highest one-day total since late January. Public health urges people this spring break to avoid large gatherings, gather outdoors if possible, and if indoors, keep it to 10 or fewer people from outside your household. Liz Burke gets it.
You know, I try to follow the rules, not necessarily agree with all of them, but I'm doing my part, because I want to be open just like everybody else.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.